begin with some breathing, like I should have been doing all along. Look at the bracelet I just found on the ground. It looks backward. It says, "Beauty is found within." So I picked it up. When I first began this, well, first let's breathe. When I first began this series of videos, I was determined that I was going to not leave anything out, and I didn't. And that's good, because I don't think anybody's ever done anything like that on YouTube, at least to the extremely personal level that I have. Got a pretty little river here and a bridge in the background. Nice gnarly tree roots to sit on. So I just wanted to let everybody know that that was a good thing, and it helped me break out of a place that was kind of like a self-imprisonment. It was therapeutic for me, and I think I did it maybe even more for myself than I did for anybody else. But the time for that has passed, and it's a new season. And I've learned through lots of research and simply through also time spent alone thinking and examining my process. And it's actually pretty common knowledge that at some point during awakening, you need to just keep a lot of that personal, because it can lead to a place where you're building a new ego instead of just getting over the old one. And the process is sacred, and it's personal, and it should be treated respectfully. So I'm going to do that because it's the right thing. I'm going to continue uploading and giving knowledge that I'm gaining as a result of my process, but I'm not going to discuss the process so much anymore. I'm not going to teach anything about yoga or Kundalini, which, though appropriate for some, it's not appropriate for all, and I don't want to create expectations that people may have, and it's not for everyone. The yoga and the Kundalini and all that. If you feel drawn to it, then by all means, do your research, and you can learn a lot. You can learn everything you know. You don't need me to do that. I wanted to demonstrate to some extent that it does work, but it is an advanced process, and it's not necessary for awakening. Some people everyone's got a different way, and it's more intense for some than it is for others, and it's a good way to deal with really intense symptoms, and it can be used for self-healing and all kinds of things, but you just need to use your discernment to decide if that's right for you. So I will continue uploading and just dropping nuggets of knowledge like a lot of other people that I know do, which is a responsible way to do it. The mature thing to do is to allow people to have their own process. You can discuss yours a little bit along the way, but as far as the extremely personal, energetic work, that's something that is specific to each individual and should be developed personally, which I'm going to continue doing. But, yeah. Seems like sunset's my favorite time to upload. There's this knight in the Arthurian tales, and he I don't know if it was a curse or anything, but he began the day, and in the morning he was weak, and then around noon he was at his strongest, and then by evening he was depleted again, which can kind of explain a little bit of what I go through. So I use my tools for that, to deal with that and to gracefully ease the discomfort of my process. But be careful before adopting any spiritual practices. Make sure that you're coming from your heart space with it. I mean, that will tell you what you need to do. Ultimately, everyone needs to rely on their own intuition as far as their growth is concerned. And don't want to be reckless or irresponsible by putting my methods on other people. So I'll talk less about my own methods and my own, and I probably won't discuss my personal journeys as I have anymore. But I'll leave the videos that I had up, and because it was a thing. It was part of my plan for escaping the matrix of 3D reality. I needed to bust out with that. I've always been an intensely private person, and never in a million years would I have imagined bearing my soul to the whole world of YouTube like I did. It was kind of like pushing myself over the edge of a cliff, and in free fall I kind of figured out what I was doing along the way. And so I choose to be more responsible now with it, and I think I'll benefit from that. And I'm sure I'll benefit from that. That was just a big download of energy that I got today, and wisdom for that. So I'm grateful for it, even the ones that kind of make you feel a little silly in hindsight. Growth is growth, and you have to be kind to yourself. Know that it's a process, and feel your way forward. You may feel like a blind person at first, but that goes away. It's the intention and the need to change that will bring you where you need to be. And of course, try and weed all emotions that are negative out of your brain. When you catch yourself thinking something negative or something that's based in fear, all these things I've said before, that's the first step. I mean, you're not going to have access to anything if you've got those three-dimensional, low vibrationary, dense things going on. You'll never get out of it. It's part of the whole trap here. And that's why governments use fear. And that's why they want control. Because they can't have everybody learning who they are and coming to their senses and beginning to love each other, because then what would they have? They would have nothing. Everybody would just ignore them. So I hope that everybody can benefit from this. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to try and grow my channel now. And let's keep it interesting. And sometimes we'll go deep. And sometimes I'll just be light. Sometimes I'll just show you a pretty scene from the wilderness. Maybe I might play with some weird bug. So, but I won't be tearing people down, and I won't be judging anyone. And that includes myself. What the heck is that big buzzing thing? Buggy, Texas. But I think I'll end this video with giving you a quick look around at this little scene. It's pretty cool. I guess this is part of Cat Claw Creek. They've got, over there you can see, there's like that line of plants sticking up. That's just where the water has been channeled down and collected, and the plants are growing particularly lush there. I wondered to myself, what if I just threw marijuana seeds along the whole thing, and what a wall that would make, wouldn't it? Silly me. This is the actual Cat Claw Creek. There's a bridge that it goes under for cars to go over, and here's the bridge in the park that people cross over. There's a funny tree with its roots sticking all out. It's the one I was just sitting on. Oh, and not forget my bracelet. I sit on sometimes, or underneath when it's hot, because it's gonna be 100 degrees tomorrow, man. I'm trying not to play a victim, man, but I'm feeling pretty victimized by that. Oh man, I don't want to deal with 100 degrees. Oh, well, there's some chemtrails. We won't look at those or think about them. Not a whole lot going on in that creek as far as fish are concerned. There's some, I believe there's turtles and crawfish like you would expect. They're having a huge party over there at the rec center. Somebody's birthday or, I don't know, some kind of an event. There's my big old RV sitting right in the middle of it, which is extremely hot inside right now. There's no wind inside the RV, so I'm actually just being outside because it's the only place to be right now. Can't wait to get into my, well, I should be working soon. We'll see. When that happens, then I'm going to get me an RV spot so I can plug in and have my air conditioning just roaring all day long like it used to. And that would be awesome. But let's see. I'm making friends with all the trees in this park. I haven't been able to give them all personal attention because, I mean, I don't know how much patience I have, but this one over here is where I meditated today. For a good long time. I believe it was over an hour, but it's really hard to tell how long you've been meditating if you're doing it right. If you forget how much time you've been there, then you're doing it right. I've been feeding the animals in the park walnuts to the squirrels, and even cookies to the sister ants. You know, they're all women, that's why I call them sister ants. I don't know, I thought rather than being kind of like bugged out over the fact that they're red, big scary ants with mandibles and very aggressive, I'll show you a close-up on this one. These little holes are all over the park, and you can always tell because they clear all the vegetation out around them. This is a relatively small colony, but you can see they got 2 exit holes. They seem pretty calm right now. It's getting a little cooler now. But I dropped a cookie on each one of them and just let them go to town. So I'm sure they appreciate that. And, I believe I'll close with this. Thanks to all my viewers. And now I'm doing this just for you. I don't need it anymore. I'm where I need to be as far as that's concerned. It was a good tool to bring me out of my shell. I had an extremely hard shell. It was a tough nut to crack. And so I really just needed that odd and unusual way of coming out. Everything's odd and unusual with me. It's not strange. I mean, it is strange. It's not strange. Labels. So, I'm going to go and see if it's cool enough to be in my home right now. And if it's not, I'm probably just going to wander around so I get some wind. But I love y'all, and take care of yourselves. Go deep. Glow up. Bye now.